So what he actually said, yeah, that he would return in 1998, I don't think you need to take that as literally as it's been said. You have to understand when it comes to prophecy, things aren't always as black and white as they seem. So for Edgar Casey to say that he would return in 1998 doesn't necessarily mean that he would be born in 1998, but rather, and the way I kind of interpreted this, because I actually thought the same thing that you did when I saw an interview with David Wilcock, and he was talking about how he had read that Edgar Casey prophesied he would return in 1998, and I was like, well, he's 30 some odd years old, 33, 34, and he obviously isn't, 14 or 15 or whatever. So my opinion, and I do believe that David Wilcock is Edgar Casey reincarnated. I don't think he's a charlatan. He doesn't seem to have. I'm a pretty good judge at reading people and seeing, telling if people are telling the truth or bullshitting or whatever. And David Wilcock doesn't really rub me that way. He was actually the first person that I ever saw an interview with that really opened me up to the New Age movement. It was his Project Camelot interview. And after that, I had such a connection with the whole movement, and not David Wilcock really that much. I've only seen really that interview with him, but it was a lot of what he said resonated with me, and I've been kind of addicted to the whole scene ever since. But again, back to the whole 1998 thing. I think it's more that he would be discovered again in 1998, or that whoever it was that was reincarnated as him would realize it. And if you do a timeline on David Wilcock and his kind of story and his life, he was in Virginia Beach, which is where Edgar Casey said he would reincarnate. And apparently David Wilcock in a dream was visited by some kind of higher being, and the being told him to move to Virginia Beach. And once he was in Virginia Beach was when he met up with Casey's people. And Casey's people are the people that told David Wilcock that he must have been Edgar Casey reincarnate. And if you look at David Wilcock's testimony, he says he didn't want that responsibility. He didn't want that to be the case when he found out. He didn't believe it for a very long time. He did write a book, I believe, called The Reincarnation of Edgar Casey, but if you listen to like any interview with the guy on Coast to Coast or whatever, he never promotes the book. He doesn't push it. He doesn't necessarily like the fact that he's Casey reincarnated, because he puts it in a rather interesting way. He says, how many Elvis impersonators do you actually know the names of? And I think that kind of shows, again, in my opinion, I could be wrong. He could be a total charlatan and a total sleazebag just trying to profit off this whole New Age movement. I do believe in the reincarnation of souls. I do believe that he is Edgar Casey reincarnated, because if you look at pictures of the two guys, they look like twins. They could be identical twins. It's a little creepy, actually. And yeah, no, we didn't all ascend on December 21st, 2012. I didn't really think we were going to. I think that's a big misnomer about a lot of this stuff. I mean, there's a lot of stuff out there, 800 different people, or views rather, tell 800 different stories about what's going to happen. And, this isn't an exact science. I mean, you have to do the research, and you have to listen and think about it and meditate on it and do all that kind of stuff. And the stuff that really rings true to you is what you have to believe in. Do I think that as a species we're going through some kind of enlightenment, evolutionary phase? I absolutely do. I mean, I see it in my own life. I see it in my own, mental kind of abilities, and dreaming and lucid dreaming, and connecting higher guides, and just the piqued interest in this kind of stuff that really has hit hard the last few years, and you can't deny that. But that's just kind of my opinion. So that's my response to your video of calling David Wilcock a charlatan. Again, I'm not saying you're wrong. I just think that your basis for what you're saying isn't a very solid one. Just because he said that he would be back in 1998 doesn't mean that he would be born in 1998. It could absolutely mean, and more likely mean, that he would be discovered in 1998 or found in 1998. So